Poison ivy, or Toxicodendron radicans, the Latin name, has a compound called urushiol that is an allergen. It's probably the plant that's caused more harm, more distress among people in America than any other single species of plant. It's in the cashew family. There are a lot of plants that we're all familiar with that relate to poison ivy: cashews, mangoes, pistachios. So there are a lot of things in that family, but this particular one is a wild herb that tends to grow in wooded areas, damp areas. You can look at this painting here and see this is a wooded scene, and so poison ivy tends to grow in areas here like this. And in fact, we might even be seeing poison ivy over here in the red, because this is one of the characteristics of poison ivy in the fall, is that the leaves turn a colorful red. First thing is learn what it looks like, and to avoid poison ivy when it is entirely possible. So look for the little vine, a little bitty shrub, something climbing up a tree. Leaves of 3, stay away from me, is one of the little signs, the little songs. Leaves of 3, let it be. But notice that the leaflets are 3, and they oftentimes are lobed and or toothed. One of the things that I like to tell people is poison ivy is a plant of many different faces. So you think of it as a little vine growing on the ground or growing up the tree, around the trunk of the tree, but poison ivy can be an individual small herb, freestanding. It can be a shrub. It can be a very woody, small tree. Very deceiving, and so you can just be tricked in thinking that this little shrub is not poison ivy when in fact it really is. If you do come in contact, beware that you can take your clothes, wash your hands with good soap so that you can get rid of the oil. And beware that you can pick up poison ivy not just from touching it yourself, but from being around animals, being around cats, dogs that might bring poison ivy into the home. Or you could be taking and touching your clothing that you didn't realize you had touched poison ivy and get poison ivy that way. Animals are generally not susceptible to poison ivy. In fact, a number of animals use poison ivy as a food source. Deer and birds consume the berries. Deer can consume the leaves. So a lot of animals do use poison ivy as a food source, but also poison ivy has a benefit of providing habitat for a number of wildlife species. The coasters, the poison ivy song, you know, you're going to need a lotion of calamine lotion to take care of that if you get it. So the calamine lotion is one of the ways that you can sort of relieve the itch of the plant. And personally, I have found that if you do have a rash, that if you will take a wash rag and you wet it with hot water, as hot as you can, and rub it over the rash, that, for me personally, removes the itch for at least 4 to 6 hours, if not more. Thank you so very much. Again, my name is Barney Lipscomb. I am a botanist with the Botanical Research Institute of Texas. I am delighted to be here and to share with you, and so beware, leaves of 3, stay away from me.